What's up, everybody? FishTankTV.com, YouTube, dwarfsickatank.weebly.com. If you don't know what that is, check out my last video. I've been filling up, or I just drained about half of the 29-gallon. After I drained half of it, I took out that giant sword that was right there. Check out overview of my 29-gallon on my YouTube channel. You want to see what it looked like before I split it up, because right now it actually came in 3 different swords. I actually knew, because Echondodorus species, which are the common sword species, actually developed a way of reproducing that prevents it from being contaminated or the species being mutated when they lay off their seeds. I might talk about that later or in another video. But so when I bought it, from online, came in, I saw that it was 3 different plants, but I couldn't figure out how to get the rock wool, which is the stuff that it comes in if you buy it from a pot. Couldn't figure out how to get that off to separate them. Today I just took a pair of scissors and pulled it off, pulled it apart, and this sword in the middle is the one that I've been getting all the little plants like that, sword plants that's off. That sword was in the front and the leaves were kind of dying off, so I decided to cut most of them off and separate it, give it another chance. And this plant has no runners, but has the most and the biggest leaves, and I just think that is boss. I mean, all of its leaves are green, humongous. Some of them are a little transparent, but other than that, pretty perfect. Too bad it doesn't have any runners. I could get some nice, beautiful swords off that. But this sword's been giving off some pretty nice plantlets too. But as you may or may not have noticed, I hope you have noticed, or you need to get your eyes checked, this tank is really cloudy. That's because when I drained it, I used regular old siphon tube, but there was a lot of Red Sea planted aquarium substrate in it. I put on top of the sword before I split it up today, and I had to siphon a lot of that out, or just like push it down below the gravel, so that's what you see. So that and the fluorite beneath both of these this red stuff right here. Here's the line where gravel begins. Below that is just Seachem fluorite. It's really cloudy stuff. It takes a while to get uncloudied or whatever, clear it up, I guess. And it doesn't take that long if you let it settle, but I'm just like making sure everything's still flowing around so I can siphon most of the crap out of the water. Make sure it's nice and clean before I put any fish in here. Crypts are doing okay. A lot of the leaves have been overrun by algae, but they're still alive and they're doing well. Snails have not been leaving this tank alone. That weird thing right there is actually a pack of their eggs. But the first fish that I'm going to get is actually going to be a loach. It might be a coolie loach, it might be a yo-yo loach, or it might be skunk loach. Any of these smaller, more common loaches, except for the clown loach, because obviously it's going to be humongous for this tank. But most of the smaller, common clown loaches I'm going to get, or one of them I'm going to get, and just put that in there first, let it get all these eggs out, or all these snails out, clear it up. I still want some snails, because, I mean, they're not all bad, but once they override your tank, they can be really bad and look horrible. So, yeah, just making sure it's all nice and clean before I put any fish in here. But the weirdest thing is, for some reason, I think the sword might have had duckweed on it when I bought it, or something, because there's just been a random population thing with the duckweed. I don't know where it came from exactly. Maybe an old plant or something that I put in here. The crypts were old. I had some duckweed with that. Most of it died off, but wherever it came from, I'm actually kind of glad, because duckweed is a really good nutrient absorber, so any excess nutrients it's going to just take in and just use to make its population even bigger, because as I hope, or I think most of you should know, duckweed is a ridiculous fast grower. Whether it's the more common duckweed, which is what you see around here, or the less common duckweed, like this, it grows like crazy. I mean, a group can double in size in less than 2 days. A single plant can create a group in less than 2 weeks. So obviously it grows really, really fast. And the roots, which I don't think you'll be able to see, they actually are pretty nice. They're nice long roots, and betas and other bubble nesters like gouramis, and I think Battis and Dario, the smaller batties and the Dario species actually build bubble nests. I'm not sure, but most of the anabides, actually all of them build bubble nests. Maybe some of them are underwater, some of them are on the water surface, but betas love them because the roots are nice, they help keep the eggs intact, and they're obviously a floating plant, which means they can build their bubble nest around it, keep it intact. Kabomba's doing nice, and let me move over here, and still don't know what this plant is really called, but it's been doing nice. It's been doing okay in this tank, but it's been doing a lot better in the other one. Another plantlet I actually took off from one of these plants, and it was actually a little bit, not as big as it is now, but pretty much this size when I pulled it off. But it's grown a lot. So my plants are doing great, and next video will probably be on some Amazon sword facts. I think that's it for right now. Anybody knows a way to get rid of snails other than the lettuce in the cup and stuff, or the like loaches, which naturally eat snails, please comment or send me a message, because I hate these little buggers. Oh, and the bamboo's doing really nice. It's got some huge leaves. Can't really see it though. Yeah. Some nice huge leaves, and so yeah, that's it for right now. See ya.